Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Tuesday morning, the 25th of June, and yes, it is actually the 25th of June today. I said it was the 25th of June yesterday, but I was a day early. Anyhow, we're going to talk about the disappearance of Jay Slater again today. But first, if you've been following the strange disappearance of Caleb Harris from Corpus Christi in Texas, then about, 4 hours ago now, as I record this, the news broke that human remains had been found very, very close to Caleb's apartment. I think I've only done one live stream about this case, but I have been following the case, and this is where his apartment is. A body has been found in a sewer system. I mean, this is just crazy. A sewer system, literally yards away from his apartment, and it's very close to that bridge. If you've been following the case, you'll know that the last Snapchat that Caleb sent was approaching a bridge. It was very foggy, and that was back in March, and there's been an extensive search for Caleb, and yet if that is Caleb, his body was right there. We don't know very much yet. I don't know whether the cops are going to do a press conference later. All we know is that human remains were found very close to his apartment. So if it's not Caleb, then who on earth is it? On Monday, Corpus Christi police announced the discovery of the remains in a sewer. He's been missing since March the 4th from his apartment. Caleb's dad, Randy, confirmed that remains were found in a sewer system, and at the moment there's no way for the remains to be positively identified. The word on the street from the locals is that these were badly decomposed remains, so obviously had been there a while. I hope it is Caleb for his family, and then at least, they can start to get some answers on what actually happened to him. Was this just a tragic accident? Did he fall down a manhole or something? I mean, I don't know what the manholes are like in Texas. I imagine they're very similar to those here in the UK. And yeah, you could fall down one. But they're not that wide. Like, if you tripped and fell, you would have a chance of saving yourself if you could grab onto the edge. But maybe you could only do that for so long and then you'd just fall. Or is there something more nefarious involved? Did someone put him there? I just don't know. But so close to his apartment. I thought they'd checked all the sewers. I really did. But if it's confirmed that that body's been there the whole time, of course, if it is Caleb. But if it isn't him, who is it? Who is it? All right, moving on now to the Jay Slater disappearance. Another very, very strange disappearance. We're now beginning day 9 of the search for Jay Slater, the 19-year-old from Oswaldtwistle here in the great county of Lancashire. He was over on the Spanish island of Tenerife to attend a music festival, the NRG Festival. It's actually a big rave. He'd been to this NRG Festival on the Sunday. In the early hours of Monday morning, he went back to the Airbnb of two guys, twice his age, allegedly. Whether that matters, I don't know. Nearly 30 miles north of where Jay was staying in Los Cristianos. So he was taken to the tiny village of Masca. And then early Monday morning, about 8 a.m, his friend Lucy, who he was over there with, got a call saying that he didn't know where he was, that he'd been spiked, prickled, cut by a cactus. He had no water, and he had 1% battery on his phone. Ophelia, who owns the cafe, stroke bar, stroke restaurant next to the Airbnb, said that she tried to communicate with him. She doesn't speak English. She tried to tell him that there's a bus at 10 o'clock going back to Los Cristianos. But then she was surprised that a little while later, she went by the road in her car. She saw him walking north into the hills. And if he'd stayed on the road, I don't know how he could have got spiked by a cactus. So I think he was going up here. this trail here. And his phone last pinged in the area of Rural de Tenor Park, which is all this area, at 8:50, and there's been nothing since. The Mail Online are reporting that the Spanish police who have been out there since Monday searching for Jay Slater actually found another British hiker, a 51-year-old Scot, who was rescued from the same area. So there was someone else lost. Did you know? I didn't know about someone else being lost in that area on Friday. Just come out though. Spanish police hunting for missing British teenager Jay Slater have found a Brit during their search for him. The disappearance of Slater, 19, last Monday morning after attending a 3-day rave in Tenerife has captured the attention of the nation, but not the other person who was also missing at the same time. So the police said that they managed to find a 51-year-old Scottish hiker who got lost in the same national park. Not yet been named, was found by police in the Asomada Canyon on Friday as they searched for Jay. Police said in a social media post, locals observed how said hiker entered very early into an area of difficult access, not suitable for travel, and after several hours passed without him returning to the starting point, they alerted the agents who were at the time in the area, searching for missing young man Jay Slater. So they found the hiker tired and disoriented, but the rescuers were able to help him out of the ravine, and presumably he's fine. So the search teams are still out there. There have been some reports from journalists on the ground saying that it doesn't seem that there's as many searchers out there now. Like they homed in on some like little huts, like I don't know, shepherd huts or something. But there does seem to be less people in the area. So is that acute search winding down? You know, it's no longer, if he's out there, no longer be deemed a rescue operation. Although it's possible that he's still alive out there if he's got access to water. But it's becoming increasingly unlikely that they will find him alive. So it's an absolute nightmare for his family. They're going through what his dad called a living hell. And I can't find other words to describe it other than that. Absolutely horrendous for his family. But there is, behind the scenes, an investigation going on as well. When you have a missing person, it's not just the searches that you can see on the ground and the helicopter in the air and the tracker dogs running around everywhere. There's also an investigation going on that, you know, parallel to that acute search. And then when that acute search winds up, as it has to do at some point, you know, there might be a few people still out there, or there might be volunteers who get together to do daily searches. But the cops have to stop at some point. They've only got finite resources. But it doesn't mean to say that the investigation stops. Operationally, once that acute search phase has to wind down, that investigation continues. So the Spanish police are aware of Jay's past. I don't know how many people have come into my comment section saying, what about the fact that he's a criminal? You know, I've got no sympathy for him, or karma's got hold of him. You could say that. You could say that if you wanted. I've said, look, his past, his criminal background, the fact that, you know, him and with 8 lads chased a guy called Tom into the woods and hit him with machetes and golf clubs. Yeah, it's terrible. Absolutely appalling. The fact that they didn't get prison sentences, I don't know what to tell you. They should have got prison sentences. They got community service orders. What can I say other than I constantly harp on about how lenient the British criminal justice system is. I'm with you. I get it. But it's not relevant to the fact that this young man is missing and his family are out of their minds with worry for him. Of course, the police are going to have been looking to see whether there's any possible links at all between his criminal past, and the fact that he's missing now. Don't be fooled. Don't think that they're not going to have done that. Of course they are. Whether they find anything is another matter. At this moment in time, there's absolutely no evidence that there's a link. Other than the wild theories that have come out on social media, which have no actual evidence to back them up. I can't go with a theory if there's absolutely no evidence to back it up. Now, if the cops find evidence, let's go with that then. But don't be fooled. They are running an investigation behind the scenes. But Tom Hilton, the victim of this vicious attack, was left with injuries to his head which left his skull exposed, as well as damage to his shoulders and legs. This was back in 2021 when he was 17. This is Tom here. Tom has spoken out. He's been very compassionate towards Jay's family. So in a Facebook message, Mr. Hilton said, "Whoever is writing on these TikToks, give it a rest. This young lad's missing and his family's heartbroken. Put yourself in their shoes. Stop talking nonsense on social and get this lad found. Mentioning my name, all this and that. Have some respect and help find this boy and get him back to his family." So you guys who are saying, "Oh, well, karma got him and justice for Tom Hilton." Tom Hilton himself wants Jay found for his family, because Tom Hilton, unlike many people, it appears, on social media, does have compassion for Jay's family. Stop hounding them. Leave them alone. They are heartbroken. They are not involved. It's crazy. So let today be the day that Jay is found. Let it be today to end this madness. Alright guys, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.